This is one way to play sports, the old-fashioned way. Your muscles ache, you sweat, but you have a lot of fun. This is the other way to play sports, the digital way. You sit at home, hunched over your PC with a joystick in your hand. Sports software has come a long way. Today we're going to show you how you can play basketball, baseball, football, golf, and more in the comfort of your own CPU. PC Sports on this edition of the Computer Chronicles.
Computer Chronicles is made possible in part by Hewlett-Packard, working with industry leaders to ensure compatibility across the board and across the network. HP PCs, you're looking at partnership in a whole new light.
Additional funding is provided by LaserJet printers from Hewlett-Packard. Everything from a new color solution to models designed specifically for small businesses. HP LaserJet printers. You do your job, we'll do ours. And the Software Publishers Association.
Welcome to the Computer Chronicles. I'm Stewart Cheifet. With me today is Randy Hujar of Lyric International. Randy, you guys have just come out with Picture Perfect Golf. There are a million golf games out there for the PC now. What can you do that's different with this one?
What we want to do is duplicate the experience people get at indoor golf centers. So you go out with your golf clubs, hit the ball.
The ones where you hit the ball against the carpet.
The carpet, and you see it go right into the screen in a real picture.
Okay.
And that's what we want to duplicate. The fact that we have the technology of CD-ROM available to us to capture all the photography that we need over a couple thousand shots.
So what's the interface look like?
The interface itself gives you information that you need. The hole, the par, how many shots, how far you are away, and also the fact when you use the interface with the infrared golf club, you get speed of the club head, also where impact point.
All right, no little guy there.
No little guy, it's you
I'm
against
the
the golf course. You're playing.
And these are real photos of real golf courses?
That's it.
Okay, Now the key thing about this, I guess, is using the virtual golf club there as an input device. So show me how that works.
Okay, basically what this club gives you the same weight of a typical 5-iron, and it basically gives about a 95% accuracy of how you would hit the ball if you were on the golf course using the same swing.
Okay, so instead of sitting there with the space bar, click, hold, click, I can just swing a club and it'll read it.
Yeah, what people enjoy is that you can get really good at hitting that space bar or that mouse, but you never quite know how to swing.
This is real golf. All right, show me how to use it.
Very good. What we do, essentially, with the infrared device is this has a club head at the bottom of it that's infrared, and it passes through two series of sensors. That's how we get club head speed. We also know, based on the sensors, if you are open, closed, or whether or not you come in low or high. And all that gets calculated instantaneously as we take a shot.
Nice shot. Right down the middle, Randy. Okay. All right, real quick, how do you do putting with this?
Well, putting itself works the same way, except when you get to the green, you basically usually choke up and put your same putting stance, and you just basically pretend you're how many feet away, and you hit the putt.
Pretty cool. Okay.
Yes.
Well, it's okay to play computer golf by yourself, but if you're really a sports competitor, you want competition. You want some guys to play against. That was the idea that Computer Life magazine and the Computer Sports Network came up with, a computer golf tournament.
You could join an expensive country club to play in a tournament against other golfers. Or you could compete against dozens of other players by signing up for an electronic online tournament like this one sponsored by Computer Sports Network and Computer Life magazine. For about $30 a month, golfers can sign up for tournaments held on simulated greens based on actual courses. It might not seem as exciting as being out on the links, but the lack of fresh air doesn't seem to dampen the competition.
Number one, I needed to refine my skills as a player on the computer, and I didn't play for a long time against other players. I just used the Lynx 386 software. Now I compete and I get a little nervous, you know. I use the Lynx 386 software really for practice and the Computer Sports Network now for competition. And I get nervous, and it's thrilling when I hit when I make an eagle or make a great putt to save par or whatever it may be. And it's thrilling, and it gives me a lot of excitement.
The tournament takes place on one of several courses included in a software program called Lynx 386. Players get a realistic looking and sounding swing, along with all the variables a golfer would expect: the distance and amount of wind, a graph of the surface, a choice of viewing angles, and appropriate sound effects.
Ooh, nice shot.
Tournament players can download the dates and formats of available tournaments and then check Links 386 for course difficulty and other statistics. Once a golfer decides to join a tournament, he sends his score to the Computer Sports Network where names and positions are tabulated. It's a chance for players to go out and compete while staying indoors and on a budget.
I can play online and play in 4 or 5 tournaments a month and just pay like, $28, $30 a month to play against some real competitive players. Whereas one round might cost me that or more to come out and play golf. So I can get a lot of enjoyment for a lot less money. And as a student on a budget, that means a lot.
For the Computer Chronicles, I'm Giles Bateman.
One of the best sports to play on a computer is baseball. There's lots of strategy and stats, and it's not too hard to simulate. And one of the best PC baseball games is the new ESPN Baseball Tonight from Sony ImageSoft. Here to help us figure out how to play it is Rick Fisher. How you doing, Rick?
Real good, thank you.
What I really like about this game is the play-by-play by Dan Patrick from ESPN is so smooth, and the animation is really smooth also.
Yeah, it's great. What we wanted to do with this game was to create a best-of-breed game. We didn't want just another baseball game. So we acquired the rights from ESPN, Major League Baseball.
So you got Chris Berman in there doing his thing.
That's right.
Video clips from ESPN.
He introduces the game. We see baseball clips, great highlights of real baseball games in video. So there's a lot that we bring from ESPN and Major League Baseball.
But the game action is what a player really wants. Okay, so let's go on and show me some of the options on how I can play the game.
Okay, you can play this game in 3 different ways. You can let the computer just totally control the game, a full-on simulation. We can simulate a full season's worth of play in about 10 minutes.
Okay.
Very quick. We can also just manage the teams. And in that case, we would decide who the hitters and runners are.
There's all my manager's options.
All these managerial decisions, who's on defense and those kinds of decisions. And then lastly, you can play every aspect of the game.
The whole arcade bit, I hit, swing, field.
Run, catch the ball, jump, slide.
If I'm 9 years old, I can really do all that.
That's right.
Okay.
And what we're going to do right now is just turn the computer on to play, and we're going to watch it for just a minute.
So this is computer against computer. Okay, let's listen to this, the Dan Patrick play-by-play.
Curve in the outside corner, called strike 3.
So what you'll notice here is that when Dan Patrick gives us the play-by-play, it's not just ball or strike. It's a lot more definitive than that. It's fun. And that's what sets this game apart.
All right, so Dodgers are hitting against the Giants here.
A hot smash, short hop by the left fielder. Base hit for the pitcher.
So here we go. We got a pinch hitter coming in. He probably hasn't been hitting very well, so they wanted to replace him.
Okay, so again, computer's running everything.
The computer's running everything right now. Now what we should probably do is, why don't we take a quick look at the instant replay right after this pitch.
Swung on and missed. Strike 1.
We can jump out, and just by clicking on instant replay here, we can see the last play that occurred. In this case, it's just a pitch down the middle, but this is the way that it would work. We can also scan around the stadium. So if you want to take a look and see what stadium we're playing in.
Dodger Stadium.
That is Dodger Stadium. Yeah. And I thought maybe now we should just play a quick game.
Okay. I hope I can be the Giants here, not the Dodgers.
Let's see.
All right. All right, so you're sitting up player against player, huh?
Now I'm pitching, and you're the Dodgers at bat.
Oh, dear. All right.
Sorry.
If I strike out, it's on purpose.
One on and one out. Fastball down the pipe for strike 2.
Just touch the space bar to hit.
He fouls it off.
See,
I'll slow this down a little bit for you.
Thanks a lot.
A little bit fast.
I'm a little out of shape. It's winter time. Oh, that's so slow. You suckered me into that.
Okay. Let's do one more.
All right, give me one more shot.
Okay.
Here.
Coming up next, the center field.
I'll throw you a curveball.
Red Butler. Well, at least he used to be a Giant.
Woo!
Caught by the catcher. No runs on one hit, no errors.
Pretty cool. ESPN Baseball Tonight. Thanks a lot, Rick.
Thank you.
Okay, if real sports, sweat and all, is what you're interested in, computers can help you there too. We're going to take a look at a program called Ultra Coach that will help you get into shape. The creator of Ultra Coach is Dr. Ken Barris. Ken, how you doing?
Good morning.
Ken, you're the real thing. You're a doctor and you're a triathlete, so
Yes.
you know what you're talking about here. What were you trying to do with Ultra Coach?
What we were trying to do is bring the power of the computer to everyone's home and produce a program that would be a personal coach and a friend to athletes of all levels.
So really the computer goes in there and acts as my coach, helps me put together an exercise program, monitors what I'm doing, makes sure I don't slough off too much, etc.
Absolutely. And it's also looking for things that you might be overdoing that might possibly lead to an injury.
All right, how do we
illness.
set it up? Let's say I just bought Ultra Coach and I want to tell it who I am and what I'm trying to accomplish.
Sure. What we do is we're going to configure it, and we can configure all of the types of things that we like to do, different aspects of the sports. Some people just want a very simple program, while some athletes are very competitive and they want to include all aspects of heart rate and different things involving intervals and so on.
Okay.
And what Ultra Coach does is walks you through the different configurations. This one's configured for 4 sports, but you can do 6 at a time.
So here I'm going to run, bike, swim, and do some weightlifting.
Right.
All right, so I've set it up for myself. What does it tell me now?
Okay. Now we're going to go into a day, like yesterday. I had a little bit of time to run, so I squeezed in a run. And this is the morning data. Ultra Coach will remember yesterday's waking pulse and so on, just to make things a little easier for you. But then we go into running. It reminds you that we're doing running. And you put in the time of day and so on. And as much data as you can, according to what you've configured.
Okay, so this is the PAS data. This is what I did yesterday, basically. Right. And now I want it to tell me, what should I do today? Should I do more? Should I do less? Should I rest, etc.?
Okay, so what we do is we switch over here to the coach's whistle. Pop that open, and up comes Ultra Coach Coaching Analysis.
Okay, so I want some advice on my running schedule for today.
Okay, we'd like to do, how about a 10K?
Okay.
Okay, so what we do.
So it even talks about what temperature is it outside. That's going to affect how much I should exert myself, whether it's hot or cold?
Absolutely, particularly since there are some people that are training in inclement climates.
Yeah.
So Ultra Coach will correct for that.
Okay, now Ultra Coach is recommending, giving me a couple of choices as to what my running pattern ought to be today.
Ultra Coach will give you 4 choices every day. It'll give you an optimal, and then maybe you're not quite feeling that ambitious.
So optimal is what it says. This is what you ought to do. I
Correct.
say, yeah, I'm really not feeling too good today, so it says, okay, here's a less strenuous workout.
Right. And it will give you these 3 choices plus a heart rate workout. And here it's recommending a distance run with a little bit of speed thrown in, 4 to 6 miles with your heart zone on rolling terrain, and obviously some alteration if you're not feeling up to
All right,
that.
now all that heart information that was in there comes from this thing which I would wear while I'm running, right? This is sort of a watch that's measuring my heart rate.
That's right.
All right, now what's pretty cool is this sort of automatically gets this data into the computer. I don't have to type it in?
Yes.
Show me how you do that.
What Ultra Coach will do is once you've set up this for communications,
So I just finished my run. It's been recording my heart rate during the run.
Yes.
And then I just sit it on this little guy.
Right. And then we'll go back just a little bit and go into today. Go to run. And we'll go into transfer.
So I'm really going to download the data from the wristwatch now into the PC, and it knows exactly what I was doing.
Correct. And what we're going to do just for speed here is to just pull up a file. And what you're looking at here is today's run. But this is all your heart data that's been recorded, and it's shown to you, and we can do nifty things like make it 3D, and we can make it into a more interesting curve. And we
can I compare what my heart did today to yesterday when it was an easier run or a harder run or a different course or something?
We sure can. We're going to bring up another day, which could be yesterday.
Okay.
And what Ultra Coach will do is layer that one right next to the other. And you can see this particular workout from yesterday involved a lot of intervals. That's why we see the spikes.
All right, Ken, now you claim you have AI in here. I mean, how does that implement itself?
What AI does is looks over all of your data, correlates all of the things that you've done with your goal, and then fitting in the different aspects of physiology will then analyze the data and give you tomorrow's workout.
Okay, so it knows what I want to accomplish. It knows what the physical medical parameters are and makes some intelligent decisions about that based on real data.
Absolutely.
All right, pretty cool. Thank you. Ultra Coach. All right, now it is one thing to use a computer to train yourself as an athlete. Some coaches are now using the power of computers to give their whole team an edge. We found one company in Palo Alto, California called Home Team Advantage that turns your PC into the 12th man on the football field.
Try to keep track of the plays and strategies used in a professional football game, and you'll understand why coaches review each game on videotape after the fact, alone and with their players. The trouble with game videotape is the sheer quantity and selection. Different camera angles, different teams, different plays, and different players. Some coaches routinely spend 30 to 40 hours a week sifting through tapes. Home Team Advantage found a way to combine the comprehensive coverage of video with the quick and easy access of a computer in a software package called Touch and Go.
The video comes in from 2 camera angles, from the sideline and from the end zone. That comes into our media management station, where we take the video, put it through the media management station, and encode the video into digital format. Okay. What we do is we're storing those videos in individual clips by play, and those plays are then put into the database, the play names, the digital file names. So now we have a database with play-by-play information and digital video file names that we can then take directly to the coaches.
Once the video has been digitized and entered into a database, coaches can input their own information, such as strategy and play names, and view the clips in any order or combination. The key is that all the data is stored in one place: multiple games, teams, years, conferences, and the associated video clips.
Maybe you ask for like a 3rd and 6 to 12, third down 6 to 12 on your opponent, what they do on defense. If you're an offensive coach, you get that tape. Maybe in the middle of it you say, well, if it's studying that, I'd like to see just all the 3rd and 6 to 8s. On the tape it'd be a little more difficult to do. You have to manually go through each play. They'll have a shot of the scoreboard. Oh no, that's 3rd and 9, I don't want that one. On the touch and go, you could just modify your edit to 3rd 6 to 8, get a new shorter list of those plays, hit play, and then would run through them.
While some coaches are comfortable dealing with computers, Home Team Advantage isn't taking any chances. Not only are all the commands accessible by touchscreen, the screen buttons themselves were designed and spaced to fit the size of a coach's fingers. For the Computer Chronicles, I'm Giles Bateman.
So we've looked at how you can use a computer to improve your football, baseball, or golf. Now we're going to turn to basketball and a great new CD-ROM called Winning Hoops with Coach K. Tricia Hardman joins us from Intellimedia Sports. Hi, Tricia.
Hi, Stewart.
All right, Coach K is Mike Krzyzewski, the coach of Duke University, so we really get a big-time college coach working with us here.
You bet.
And in fact, it's 2 CDs, right? You got a lot of stuff on here.
Right, it's a comprehensive 2-disc set. Now, on one CD, you'll have the 6 sections that you'll see here, and on the second one, we have offense and defensive strategy, as well as Ask the Coach over 85 questions and individual workouts for any level of basketball player, whether you're an at-home basketball player or a high school collegiate athlete.
So how much video do you have on here altogether?
About 45 minutes, over 45 minutes on each CD.
And it's better than video because you go in there and sort of do it on your own, right, and control it?
Well, the nice benefit to CD-ROM versus video is the random access of information instead of watching an hour-long video to get to the information you need.
All right, let's do that. So suppose I want to learn about shooting. We've got all these choices here, rebounding, et cetera, passing, ball handling, but let's do a little shooting stuff.
Okay, now you'll have about 12 different categories you can pick from in shooting. You can run it like an automatic, this automatic pilot will take you and you can run it like a whole video.
So we could run all the shooting stuff like it was a piece of tape or go to, okay, let me pick a couple of things. I'm really interested, let's say, in paired shooting variations. I want to get some practice on that.
Great. So show a little bit of the excitement of Coach K. He gets fired up when he does.
Okay.
You should vary the shots in the paired shooting drill. In the jab step, Thomas receives the ball. He takes one step forward to freeze the defense and goes up for a shot. This creates an opening for himself to create the shot.
So it's like having Coach K there really with me in the court saying, look, do this, et cetera, and show me how to do it.
Right, now we can stop it. Now here, this is going to show you a section of a Duke game. So it's nice you can implement what you've learned on the practice court and take it into the game.
Exactly, so we just saw the guy do what he was teaching us to do in the empty court there.
There's the shot fake, the one dribble to get him someplace.
Now I can stop it and take it frame by frame. As a coaching tool, this is wonderful. I want to show my athlete exactly the foot position, shoulder position, body position, or court position I want him on.
Shot.
I can put it right there, take it back and forward.
Can we take a look at another section? How about charge the shooter?
Okay.
Charge the shooter game.
This is another exciting little tool.
Okay, all right, so game up to 3. Read the defense, Thomas. Here we go. Good shot fake. That's the way to take it, someone. Follow your shot. All right, Jose, be ready to catch the ball. That's it. He gave you the jump shot right away, 1-to-1.
Be ready to shoot the ball. Both in game scenarios, and he goes over a lot of the psychological aspects of the game in other sections of the.
And again, this is stuff you just can't read about in some book about how to play basketball, right? I mean, this actually shows you the stuff.
This certainly doesn't take the place of being out on the court, but it sure is a wonderful accessory tool.
It's got to get this computer out on your driveway somehow, right?
Right.
One more. Let's take a look at free throw, because that always kind of fascinates me. It seems so easy, and yet it's so hard.
This section seems like you're talking to him straight face to face.
Yeah, okay, let's see it.
You ready?
There we go.
There you go.
You're on the free throw line, and you have a free throw. I think all of us have put ourselves in this position, either in a game, in a driveway,
This is really nice
on a
because it's like you
playground.
and the coach, like
What
he's working
shot
for
do we
you,
use?
right?
Do we do the same shot
And
no
what-
matter where
what
we're
better,
shooting? This
coach
is the
to
one
have in
shot
honor
in the
like
game of
Coach Cheifet.
basketball that you can do that with.
So
Do
you
you
sit on
have
your
a
PC, you
ritual?
practice this
Here's
stuff,
the
get the
ritual
ball,
I
go out on the
use throughout
driveway.
my
Just
Right,
have to
and
do
whether
it.
you're an athlete or a coach, this is a wonderful
Yeah.
coaching tool. But if you're an athlete just wants to improve his game, it's here for
All
you.
right, pretty nice. Winning hoops with Coach K. Thanks a lot, Tricia.
Thank you, Stuart.
Okay, now one of the hottest new sports is mountain biking. And there's even software for that sport. Here to show us mountain biking from Media Mosaic is David Billstrom. How you doing, David?
Real good.
How do you do
Stu?
mountain biking on your computer?
Well, mountain biking seems like something anyone could do, but it turns out that most people are actually a little bit afraid to take their mountain bike off the street.
And mountain
onto
biking
those
is really a
paths.
sport. I mean, there's stuff to learn. It's
That's
not just
right.
riding your bike.
That's right. So what we've done is we've taken 400 techniques that you might do in mountain biking, and I'm going to take us right now to trail riding. The first two sections here are a little more beginner. Now in trail riding, we've taken those 400 techniques and we divided them into 10 areas. Each one is that red flag. And those 10 areas are the way we'd encounter these problems out on a real ride. So we're going to turn our virtual mountain here and choose one of these. Let's try downhills. That's kind of scary
Okay,
for
so
most
we're
people.
learning about the downhill part.
And the first thing we'll see in downhills is a video of someone doing it correctly.
It doesn't show us a heck of a lot.
No, it doesn't, because we're looking at that beautiful scenery, or is that a guy or a gal, or what kind of bike are they riding? And it's a video, but so we get to see the excitement of mountain biking.
Okay,
Now
how do we get to the technique
We
part?
can stop that any time just by clicking, and we come to all these techniques divided into beginning, intermediate, and advanced for learning downhills. And we can sort of surf these topics, and as we click each one of these, we're seeing a visual preview and a text preview. So before committing ourselves to any one of these topics like fast flat turns or rear lean.
All right, suppose I want to learn about ratcheting.
Let's go there. We'll double click on that. And now we'll get a photograph or a video, or most of the time we'll get animation. That animation is going to show us exactly what to do.
There are times when it may be the best idea to avoid pedaling altogether. On level or downsloping trails, you can keep your pedals and cranks clear of ground clutter by keeping your cranks more or less level.
That's right.
Pumping the
As a matter
pedals
of
up
fact,
and
some of
down.
these techniques people may have discovered on their own, but they may not know why they work. Now, one of the things about multimedia is that we've got control. We're going to interact with this. We can run it backwards. We can run it forward, single stepping. And in fact, we can see the subtle motions he's doing with those pedals to get over those rocks. We'll see it slow, then we'll see it fast, the way we'd see it in real life. Oh, there it is. Relatively subtle. We'll see it slow again. Now, let's just stop this here, and let's go see what would we do if we were having trouble with ratcheting. Well, we can click this river stone over here, and it'll take us to the techniques that the CD-ROM recommends for learning.
So you can drill down deeper in the ratcheting and say, I want to know more about
That's right.
it still.
And so in this case, it's recommending the cone of movement as something you better understand if you're having difficulty with ratcheting. Now in cone of movement, we'll just let this run for a moment.
The mountain bike can't always stay perfectly vertical. The amount of lean you can put on the bike depends on the focus of the stance. Well, that is, there's a cone of movement.
Now this
throughout
is a
which
good example of something that'd be pretty difficult to explain in a book. And we might show it with a video.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking you. Why do you use the skeleton guy instead of a real person there?
Well, that's a great question. If we just advance this in single step mode, we're going to see, look at his spine there. That's not really possible with humans.
And we certainly couldn't see it.
And we
with
wouldn't
just
see
guy
that on a
the
video.
bike,
But we can exaggerate reality here to communicate a point, which is if you want to be flexible and move around on the top of your bike, say to avoid a tree branch, you better do it from the pedals rather than the seat. Now, we can go back up to that mountain we saw, and we can look at more videos, or without going to that trouble, we can go to the general index here. And the general index is going to show us everything that's in the piece. And so you can see here, there's quite a bit of material.
Yeah, you also have this backtracking thing too, so I can sort of go back to where I've been before if I want to double check
That's right.
something.
If there was something we saw a few minutes ago that we wanted to receive, we could click this river stone, and we're going to see everywhere we've been in reverse chronological order. So here we are at cone of movement. Before that, you and I were looking at ratcheting and so forth. And these visual previews we're getting over here allow us to go direct to that location.
So again, this is not couch potato stuff. I mean, this is stuff to figure out and learn how to do a real sport and then go out and play it just like with the basketball thing.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, mountain biking. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
All right, that's our look at PC sports. Hope you found something of interest. Remember, you can talk to us online in the Computers on Television forum on CompuServe. The command is Go Chronicles. Thanks for joining us. I'm Stewart Cheifet. See you here next time on the Computer Chronicles.
Computer Chronicles is made possible in part by Hewlett Packard, developing technology that lets you manage your PC from anywhere on the network, anywhere in the world. HP PCs, you're taking a close look at remote management.
Additional funding is provided by LaserJet printers from Hewlett Packard. Everything from a new color solution to models designed specifically for small businesses. HP LaserJet printers. You do your job, we'll do ours. And the Software Publishers Association. Video cassette copies of this program are available. Computer Chronicles also publishes a companion newsletter containing details on products demonstrated and information on program topics. To order a video cassette or a newsletter, call 1-800-800-9520 or write Computer Chronicles. Please specify program subject for tapes. All orders include a free software program for auditing software use and information on the definitive guide to keeping your organization's software legal.